that's the next show, and then after that, we have a few more in late April, May, which I'm so bad with dates. I need to write them down. You can go to www.toddmorganandtheemblems.com. That's all one word. And we have our calendar there, and you can check out Facebook. We have a Facebook page and Reverb Nation page, and all the other things, and all the gigs are posted there. So, and we advertise for them, and you might see posters up in stores and things. Yeah. So.
Real paper, tangible posters, not the kind that flyers on Facebook.
Sometimes those too. Sometimes those too.
Yes, but all of it working in conjunction to get the word out about your great music. So, is there anything else you want to talk about? I was going to ask you, the trick question of the day. I don't know. This is new, but I was going to ask you, have you ever written a love song for anybody?
Yes, several times.
Have you ever written a hate song for anybody?
No, because as Buddy Rich said, the great drummer Buddy Rich said, if you're going to sing about anything in music, you should sing about love because music is love.
That's awesome. Any other great quotes or maybe a motto that you live by? Let's go for that.
A motto that I live by. Number one, don't skip any step, when you're making something. Don't, we'll worry about that later, or no one will notice this, or, whatever. If you hear it and you can do it better, do it again. Do it better. You know what I mean?
So
pay attention to the details, but at the same time, don't overthink. Mm-hmm. It sounds contradictory, right? But it's not. You have to just feel it, and it'll be right. I mean, do the right thing, but feel the right thing. In other words, talking specifically about music now, play with taste and what fits, but play how you feel so people can tell it's you and it's coming from you. So you got to walk those two lines. And then when you're recording, or writing, don't leave it unfinished. You know what I mean? Don't... obviously, money's a factor in recording. But if you know something can definitively be better, or that this song you're writing is kind of, I guess it's okay. We'll hurry up and finish it or do it. Yeah. The song lets you know when it's finished. Same way in recording, it lets you know when it's really done. And the pitfall of that is you can become sort of comfortable in the studio and never be finished. The Brian Wilson syndrome, where it's just no, it's still not finished. But really what's happening is you're so invested in the project and you're so used to working on the project that you almost don't want it to be done. You say you do, and you use you couch it in the terms of, I just want it to be perfect. But in doing that, it's never going to really be perfect. So, and you got to keep in mind, music isn't supposed to be perfect. The only thing perfect is nature. That's the only thing perfect. So anything man-made is going to be imperfect, but that's part of the perfection of it. It's imperfectly perfect, or perfectly imperfect, whatever. And that's part of it too. So you get all these elements that you got to think about, and then don't overthink. See, you know what I mean? But it's true. I mean, that's kind of the way I was like, no, come on, man. I know how to play the dang solo in that, or I know how to write a song or whatever. Don't worry about it. So basically, don't skip any step, and play what you feel, and do something that you would enjoy when you hear it back. Something that turns you on. Because if it doesn't turn you on, it's not going to do anything else for anybody else. Right. I mean, it might, but
you have to love it first, though.
Yeah, you should. You don't. I mean, I guess you don't have to, because I guarantee there's a lot of hit records right now. The person who sang them didn't enjoy singing them, and the musicians can tell. They say, well, he's not feeling it, or she's not feeling it, or pretty lackluster performance, but the song's catchy or whatever, marketable. So they make them record it or whatever the issue is, and it's a hit because it's pushed and everything else. But it's not going to stand up like a great performance will. And you can't get a great performance if it's not from here.
Well, I think that's a great way to look at life too. You do want to pay attention to the details and don't skip a step, but also don't overthink it. Because you can go right down that hole. Yeah. One of the things that I follow says, if you're starting to feel any resistance in the universe, then you're going down the wrong path. So, when you're finishing a song, for instance, if you're starting to feel that resistance, that's maybe that song saying stop overthinking and, we're done here. And yeah, so I get it.
There's actually an example of that on this last album. There was a song that none of us hated. Actually, the band kind of liked it, and I wrote it, obviously, and we were working on it. We've recorded it. We're mixing it, and me and the engineer, Ed, I was the producer, he was the engineer, and we're mixing the song, and as we're working on it, I was thinking, this isn't, I didn't even think so disappointedly like what I just did. I just kind of went, this isn't my favorite song on the album. Not that it sucked or anything, not that we thought it sucked, it just wasn't either of our favorites. And there was multiple times where, just in the course of the hours and hours spent working on this thing, that both of us said, this one's not my favorite. Or it could have even been, I like this one, but it's not my favorite, or something. Not a complete insult to it, but just, I like it, but it's not my favorite, or, I think I like that other thing better, or whatever it is. And it happened like 3 or 4 times, and I was like, you know what, we can't put this on the album. Even if it doesn't suck, it can't go on the album. Because we've both said this isn't our favorite. Now, maybe I might rewrite it, and could go on a future thing, because the track did sound good. It was like a nice, and we worked hard on it, but at the end of the day, you gotta make a decision. You can't put 22 songs. I mean, you can, but you can't put 23, 24 songs on an album, and really, people are going to be going, why? You could have whittled this down. Yeah. So a lot of times, unless you completely rework the sound of it, or at least a little bit, it's not going to fit. So that's what might happen to that one, or it might. You can
do a whole record of B-sides or a whole EP of B-sides, things that didn't fit. That would be a kind of cool way to use something like that. So as far as the rest of the year for Todd Morgan and the Emblems, you've got a couple shows coming up in April and May. You've got some things booked. I believe April 15th you said at the Club Car. Okay, and then beyond that, the summer, fall, winter, what's coming up for the band, and what's the direction? How are you finishing the record? And
well, no, the record's finished, but it's out already locally. Right. But the distribution thing, what's really happening is we have a lot of shows in the summertime. Yeah. All kind of park shows. We do every year. We do park shows, but those are some of our favorite shows. That's why I push them so much. But so Fair Oaks Park over there, and Carmichael Park, and Folsom, and all El Dorado Hills on the water. Yeah. We do that one all over the place. We do them, and so they're a lot of fun. And then theater shows, club shows. So you just we're around. Come check us out. No, but I just basically plan to keep making music and getting better. We just interestingly, if I can speak English. We just finished, we just did a acoustic show in Stockton, of all places. Wow. And it was no drums, so our drummer Cameron wasn't there, and it was stand-up bass. Patrick played acoustic guitar, and I played electric. So we did a lot of the old Sun Records things, Johnny Cash, Elvis Presley, Carl Perkins type stuff. And some other things, some jazz things, some old things from the 20s and 30s that We never get to play very much, but I love all that stuff a lot. So anytime I get a chance to do that kind of thing, so hopefully we might be able to stick some more of that kind of style in there. Just, doesn't help the whole rockabilly thing, but but anyway, so yeah, future plans. We have a lot of gigs coming up this summertime, and the distribution thing is going to be released nationally. Sweet Pretender, that's the album. Okay. Todd Morgan, Sweet Pretender, and it's white with a picture of my feet on it. It's a picture from about the leg, the knee down of my legs. That's all you see of me, and then the little candy jar. So, yeah, with a guitar chord. So if you see an album that looks like that, it's me.
Buy it. Well, cool. So just doing a lot of gigging and supporting that record, and maybe doing some little one-off acoustic things to, for fun stuff. And the thing
about in videos, getting the vision across and dealing with, you have the director and the camera and the producer and all this stuff, and just learning to balance those things and get the vision out, the story or the lack of story if it's an abstract thing. But yeah, we have one that's in the works right now, actually has been shot, of a song called Willow Tree that's on our new record. And it's not finished yet, so don't look for it because you won't find it yet. Unless you see this maybe in months from now, you may find it. But right now, if you did it instantly, from while I'm talking, you will not find it. But anyway, so there's that video, and then I'm planning another one for our song "Tell Me," that's on the new record, and that one's gonna be. I have sort of a vision in my head about it that it's gonna. I don't want to give it away though, because it'll give away the secret. It's not too complicated. It's actually, but it's the execution of it will be more complicated than the actual video itself. That's the idea.
Well, you definitely have me intrigued. I love the Crazy Crying Blues video. That was awesome. Shot out at the Grand. The Ride Hotel. That's right. Walnut Grove. Yeah. I just drove through there and saw that hotel for the first time.
Something about that hotel? Did you know that hotel's haunted? Yeah. And did you know that that's the hotel that they say that's the hotel that Hotel California was the inspiration for? I don't know. That's just what I've heard. But one night I was out there with a friend of mine, and we were driving around like you do, just out in the country, You don't do that? I do that. I love driving at night, especially when it's raining.
Oh, you should have been with me when I was by the
Walnut the Ride Hotel.
Yeah, Ride Hotel.
Oh, it's all good. We gotta get those plugs. They need business.
Yeah.
Anyway, so it's supposed to be haunted, and one night we're out there and we pull up next to it, and just it's the Ride Hotel. We're this far south already, or whatever he's talking about. And somebody had their iPod on shuffle. Hotel California came on.
Oh.
Completely random. And then another time, we're driving by there, and it wasn't there. It was just not there. It was dark, But it looked like it wasn't there. Yeah. We drove by, and hey, wait, wasn't that where the hotel was? And then we came back, and the lights were on. It was, yeah,
that's creepy.
Yeah,
that's creepy.
And all the neon lights were lit up. So,
yeah, that is a really cool place. I'd like to go check it out. But yeah. So speaking of Hotel California, I was at the Hotel California in Todos Santos, Mexico, this past year. At the Todos Santos Music Festival, and that was really cool. So there is an actual Hotel California, although they claim not to have anything to do with the Eagles song of the same name. So maybe this is the missing link.
I don't know. I'm not. I'm not the owner of the hotel, nor am I a member of the Eagles.
There we go. And there you have it. But he is Todd Morgan from Todd Morgan and the Emblems. He is a prolific performer, songwriter, musician. And so find him around town April 15th at the Club Car and beyond. Look for his Facebook page and the www.toddmorganandtheemblems.com. You'll find all the dates coming up there. I want to thank you for being here today, Todd. It was really a fascinating, fun conversation. I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it too. Thank you.
All right, you guys. We'll see you next time on the sofa. Bye.